Good morning and happy Wednesday to you. 14 days until Christmas, but your unk is here. Hope everyone's having a good time. It is time for us to talk about your Texas Longhorns here. I've got a lot of news, a lot of information that I got to pass along to you guys today. So there's some transfer portal conversations that we obviously need to have. I've got some injury updates for you that I'm going to dish out today. Like, this would be a good day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hit the subscribe button. Like if you haven't done so already. Just like the chat. Just like it on GP. GP, are you with me? And then the shout out to everybody who's getting here in the chat. Shout out to, I know Money B's coming, but the tech sailor Mark Anthony, one of my favorite entertainers, is in the chat. Of course, I see Ben G over there. McCard is here early. Let me go ahead and tweet this thing out real quick, and then we're going to get started on all the news, notes, information, all those kind of things. Yes, good morning to you, Chad. My man, Kiki. Y'all got any basketball tournaments coming up soon, Kiki? It's been a while. And how have y'all been doing, quite honest with you? How's your son been doing in hoops? Text guy too, appreciate you as well. I just got to retweet this real quick though, and then I promise you I'm gonna get started. I stopped looking at the chats. I stopped looking at the comments. People was getting on my nerves. Like, you take too long to start the show. I'm like, shut up. So people literally, I'll watch a podcast and someone will take 20 minutes before they start a show. I take just 2, and some people I think they're just haters. They like their other people. And this was fine. I think there's enough channels for everybody. All right, so really, so whatever you like is what you like. But I hope y'all love me. And good morning to you, Super Dave, as well. Let's get into some of the just quick news from yesterday. Kind of some quick news, a quick news recap from yesterday. Texas had another guy go in the portal. Javion Cole entered the transfer portal yesterday. And you're like, who? Well, he was the prospect that came in from, I believe it was San Jose State. Everybody kind of got hyped as him as a cornerback, and then you basically never saw him play. And surprise, surprise, surprise. Good morning to you, Bars, by the way. Surprise, surprise, surprise. He transfers. It goes into the portal. So, hey, some of these guys, they come from these smaller programs, and some of them hit, like a Trey Morgan will. And then some of those guys, a lot of those guys, they just don't. They just don't. This is like, remember that Richardson linebacker? I just can't remember his first name. The Richardson Devin Richardson, I believe was his name, that came out from, was like New Mexico State or something like that. And everyone gets hyped and like, oh man, look, it's going to be. And then at the end of the day, sometimes it just doesn't transfer. So Javion Cole, good luck to him as he tries to find a home. And then there's been other guys, the thing is, and I kind of warned you about this as we have this conversation. Good morning to you, Brian, as well. Good morning to you, Rodolfo, as well. And yes, Chris, people always in a hurry to go nowhere. It's like the people who drive in the morning, and you're like, why are you so angry in the morning? Like, what you in a hurry for, to get to your job? I'll go as slow as possible. Good morning to you, Biggs, as well. The thing is about the transfer portal from a Texas standpoint, I'll say it this time. I'll say it again. I'll keep repeating myself until I turn blue in the face, which would be a hell of an accomplishment. Texas doesn't lose the guys that they want. They just don't. They don't. Like, that's a knock on wood. But they don't lose the guys that they want. So not all these guys so far that you're seeing that are going into the portal, these are just guys that Texas is just saying to them, Javion Cole, Sevilla, these guys aren't playing. Aaron Bryant, they're on Gillette, Akana, Dre Bledsoe, Jonte Cook. Those guys don't play. Those guys weren't playing enough, playing a lot, especially to their liking. So you haven't seen like Arch where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe like Arch went into the portal, right? So I had to use a dramatic name that I knew wasn't going to the portal because I didn't want to jinx anything. I didn't want to say like something else like Trevor Gooseby, which I don't think he'll go in the portal anyway, because why would he? He's got a bright future ahead of him here at Texas. But you don't lose those guys too often. So there'll probably be some more names that go in. And a lot of it will be shoulder shrug. You hope they find a home, get in there early, find a spot. So those guys are gone. I haven't heard anything so far as far a lot of rumblings behind the scenes. I haven't really heard a lot of rumblings behind the scenes as far as guys who may leave that might be like an impact kind of thing. Like you're going to say to yourself like a whoa kind of stuff. Now, listen, I will tell you this, and this is just a general conversation. This is not necessarily a UT conversation, but what is going on behind the scenes, though, is that there's a lot of backdoor channels. What's up, Jamari? There's a lot of backdoor channels. And Jareth, what's good to you as well? A lot of backdoor. I guess I got to do a show, right? It's like, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Jamari. He's in the house. Like it'd be the easiest show if that's all I did. But there's a lot of backdoor channeling that's going on right now. You remember back in the NFL, back in the day, you remember when free agency used to start at midnight and there would be a contract announced at 12:05 a.m. And you're like, how the hell did you get a contract done in 5 minutes when free agency just opened? And clearly everyone understood, okay, this is what's going on behind the scenes, right? So, so behind the scenes, right, wrong, or indifferent, what happens is everyone's got these agents. And so what happens is you've got these agents who are reaching out to programs and saying, if I put Anwar Richardson in the portal, how much would you give me for Anwar? And then they call up another school and say, how much would you give me for Anwar? And how much would you give me for Anwar? And then they go back to the school that they're at and say, okay, hey, this is, these people have contacted us. We don't even know. They just play ignorant, right? Man, these people are contacting me. I don't even know what's going on. But look here, coach, they're offering like $200 for Anwar. I don't even know how they got my number. You know what I'm saying? It's hustle. It's a hustle that goes on. And then so there's a lot of negotiation going on behind the scenes. So you'll probably get some more activity going in the next kind of week or so. So just be prepared for that. So that's why some of the stuff you see some guys jumping in, but you also are seeing some guys, taking their time. Just know this is a business now. It's free agency. And so that's how that thing is going. Again, I'm speaking from generalities. And then you also have programs that, you'll hear everyone talks about it. Sark will talk about people contacting his guys directly and so on and so forth, right? Oh yeah, we having church ain't going nowhere, Green Lantern. And so you have those things as far as, hey, would such and such be interested in entering the portal, right? So there's all these little things that are going on. And the thing is, at the end of the day, ain't nobody turning in nobody, because nobody's going to really have clean hands when it's all said and done, right? Everybody's going to have their hands a little dirty. So nobody's really going to say anything, right? So it's all good. We just got to see what happens. The good thing for Texas is they take care of their people. You usually don't have that to worry about. So we'll have more of that again as it goes on, as we continue going forward. So let's divert for a second, and then I'm going to come back to something. So let's divert. And good morning, South End Zone Queen. Let's divert to a rant, and then I got a lot of notes to share with you. There's a lot of good, I think, information to share with you guys on a random Monday, 14 days before Christmas. I sat down yesterday. I had my 6-year-old. We watched the Charlie Brown Christmas one with the tree and everything. That's kind of, I like that one. So I sat down with my 6-year-old who actually enjoyed it. I was like, this is what the cartoons were like when Daddy was a kid. He's like watching it because it's a different world, our cartoons versus what they got going on now. But surprisingly, he actually watched it, and thank God it was only 30 minutes. And by the way, Rodolfo, you may say TDs are better than blockers, but you're 0 for 2 in your receiver thing right now. You missed on Jordan Whittington. You missed on Jonte Cook. If I was you, I would hang up that thing. Like, you're 0 for 2. You're going to die on that hill. But basically, What's SEC Hookham say? He says, what do you think about Arizona coach Dillingham basically encourage players all to get into the portal, but they're still on the team and can do all the playoff bowl stuff? I'm not familiar with what Dillingham said. And it's I love Jeff Ketchum sending me a message during my show. Hold on. You do know I'm doing a show now, right? It's just popping up on my screen like, hey, Catch, by the way, old-fashioned show's going on right now. Anyway, where was I? I before my boss just because he's sending me direct messages and it's popping up on the screen as I'm talking. And I'm like, hey, bro, working. Shout out to Catch. He'll probably get on the show now. All right. So I was gonna let's do rants. And then after we do rants, let's go. Okay. Well, this okay, it's popping on my screen and is a little distracting. Okay. I'm trying. Okay, Dillingham. I don't know what Dillingham said. So I've got to hear about. I got to go back and read up on that. If he's encouraging his players to get into the portal. I got it. Let me read up on that SEC Hookham, and then maybe I'll get back to you tomorrow on that one. I'll give you an opinion on it. I just don't want to go just off the two. I want to hear what he said in the full context of everything. Let's get into a gripe. Okay, let's do a gripe. I think Catch has stopped messaging me, so I can do my show. Let's do gripes, and then we'll deal with some more news and nuggets. So, I at one time was back in my day, I was actually a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter when I covered the NFL. That's what this is here, by the way. It's kind of it's a letter from 2012 when I got became like I got into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So I had that thing nicely laminated. It's really nice. So it's a pride thing. So I take a lot of pride in voting, in the process that goes into it. And one day it's a very like this. That day was like a very, really long process. Like it's not like you just show up that Saturday beforehand. It's you really go through a process of months. Like they give you like a stack, and you really have to look through all these stats, and then you have people call you and talk to you. By the way, when I was a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter, man, there's so many friends that I had that were former players. Just what up? I didn't even know you knew my name, but boy, they sure knew your name. Like, what's up? They see me, hug on me, everything. I'm like, well, I had no shortage of friends, just no shortage of friends. I tell you, at that point, right? So I take the voting thing seriously, right? So for instance, like I'm like now, I get a chance to vote on a lot of different college football stuff. I don't. I just don't vote on it because like the worst vote is kind of an uninformed vote. And so I don't want to be that person that is, I don't know who the best center is in the Big 12, right? I don't know who the best right guard is in the Mountain West, or so it's I'm very careful and selective about like how I vote, right? Because it's important to me. But the SEC and their coaches came out with their SEC team, the all SEC team. And look, I understand. Like the one thing when I was a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter, I would always say that it's if you say someone shouldn't be in there, if you say like someone got snubbed, you gotta always tell yourself like, well, who deserved to be off the list? Like that's what you gotta tell yourself, right? Well, the SEC came out with their list yesterday, and I thought, well, this list is a piece of crap. These coaches are pure garbage. Okay, so they came out with their all SEC first team. Okay, Jackson Dart as your first team quarterback. Okay, over Quinn Ewers, I can kind of live with that, right? And okay, you get Kelvin Banks on the first team. Okay, but Eli Stowers over Gunnar Helm on the first team. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Especially with the impact that Gunnar has had. I suspect on that. The big thing, though, was for me when I got to the defensive side, I found myself asking, well, how is this one of the best defenses in the country? And there's only one Texas player that's on there. Just one? Just one? Just one from the best defensive player in the best defense in the country. And look, I don't want to have a bias here, but Anthony Hill's better than Stutzman. I'm sorry. I mean, we've seen him play throughout his career. Anthony Hill's better than him. It just is what it is. You'll see that in the draft. You've seen it this season. So that one I looked at and I said to myself, okay, well, y'all are tripping. All right, well, so then when we get to the second team, and then Quinn on us second team. That Quinn Ewers that people complain about, and oh my god, I've heard all the things about Quinn and how he's not this and not that, and I'm just tirelessly have defended Quintavious Lamont Ewers. And Quintavious Lamont Ewers is on the second team, so that's well deserved. You see Gunnar Helm there on the tight end spot again. I feel like he should have been a first teamer. And then when you get over here for a defensive standpoint, we still ain't got a Texas defensive lineman. Still no Alfred Collins. We on the second team and we haven't seen Alfred Collins yet. I mean, what? Okay. I'm trying to understand the voting thing. I'm trying to understand the thing. By the way, I think if I went back to the first team defense, though, for a second, I don't think Georgia had anybody on the first team either. So imagine a world where the two teams that played in the SEC championship game, neither one of them has a first team defensive player selected. Just well, only one, excuse me. Georgia has a first teamer, and both of those are on special teams. Two first teamers, excuse me. There's one defensive player combined from Georgia and Texas, the two teams that went to the conference championship game. Okay. This is the game we're playing. Okay, well, let's go to the third team. Huh. Still kind of struggling to get some. Oh, there's Andrew McCuba. Yay. I mean, where's Matthew Golden? Where's Matthew Golden? Just I'm asking. Where's Alfred Collins? Wait, let me go back. Maybe go back to the second team. Maybe I missed it. Oh, so one defensive player. So you say for the first team, you get one. Second team, one. Third team, Bakuba. So three. We're talking three. Am I doing my math right? Is my math correct? And there's 7 players overall. Anyway, I'm usually not a huge complain about teams kind of guy. Usually I'm like, I don't want to be that person. But I think this list was kind of crap, though. Let me be honest with you. I feel like this list was kind of it left much to be desired. So Jade Barron, Bakuba get on there, Quinn's on there, Helms on there, Anthony Hill's on there. So what, 3 guys from the defense? Again, I hate to be that guy, but I guess I got to be that guy. So in any case, I just want to throw that out there. It was just a gripe. Just wanted to share that with you. So and then okay, tonight, 7 p.m. we get the schedule reveal, which is basically all the schedule reveal is going to be is going to be pretty much a reverse as far as all the home games this year will be, away games and vice versa. So, now where we'll be traveling to. We'll just get a chance again to see where we're going to be going and when we'll be going there. So tonight, if you're looking for something to do, 6 p.m. Central Time, the SEC will reveal its schedule for the 2025 season. And again, I keep saying it, make sure you book your hotels fast. Book them tonight for the road games, even if you're not going to go, because they're going to jack you when you go to these SEC schools. This is like going to Texas Tech, Remember, go to Texas Tech, go to Lubbock, and all of a sudden they're trying to charge you like $500 a night for a Residence Inn. Nothing wrong with Residence Inn. It's a Marriott property, but they ain't worth $500 a night. But they know that you're coming, and so they're going to raise the rates. Once the schedule comes out, they will raise the rates accordingly. So make sure if you're going to travel to games this upcoming year, make sure you book those things tonight. And also, like, if you go to, let's say, Florida, just know you can fly into Orlando if you want to and just drive over as opposed to staying in Gainesville. Just will give you a Florida tip. And then everything else, we'll see. I guess for Georgia, you can stay in Atlanta, things to that effect. So, but yes, Jamari, same conference opponents. We're just flipping so now you'll go to Kentucky and Vanderbilt will come here, and everything's just flipping. It's just a matter of when it's going to be. And then we'll overreact to the schedule and then kind of go there. Oh, speaking of, I found this yesterday, by the way. I found this yesterday. I want to make sure I share this with you guys. I forgot that I had SEC. I knew I made a bet. I knew I made a bet with SEC Mike before the season, and I couldn't remember what it was. And I told myself, I was like, I finally remember, I was like, I got to go back and find this thing. And I did find it, and enjoy this, because this is going to be happening soon. I found this. I put this out on Twitter yesterday for those of you guys who missed it. Okay, so if you said 9 and they hit 10, that's probably not significant enough for a bet. What if they go 11-1? What if Texas goes 11-1?
Right.
That would be bet worthy, right? Because you don't see that coming, right?
Oh yeah, that's a safe bet. It won't happen.
Okay, so 11-1. Yeah. You can't do a T, because you know what? You're a Tennessee guy, so literally it works both ways, because it can seem like it can be pro Tennessee, right? And so it's a sneaky way, right? It's got to be. You shave and don't shave. Like, how about this? You've done this. If Texas wins, you dye your mustache burnt orange. 11-1. It's
Yeah,
burnt
no.
orange mustache.
That might be a good look for me. So yeah, I'm down for that.
All right, here we go. 11-1. He will do a burnt orange mustache.
Yes.
And are you open to other things, or we just kind of we need to
See,
stop?
this is why I decided to push it a little bit more.
Well, yeah. I mean, I need to do more than that. I mean, come on.
Well,
How many people you got coming on here making
last one?
burnt orange mustache bets?
Mustache, and you have to sing their Texas fight song as well.
How long is this song?
I think it's like a minute and change. You know, it's like.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I'll do it. I'll do it on this program if they get. Now we're saying regular season, right? 11-1 regular season.
Now we're not doing the, all the bonus stuff. We're just talking about 11-1 regular season.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Got him. Got him. So he'll be on next week. He'll be on. We'll figure out the day. Will definitely be on next week. And SEC Mike will have to have a burnt orange mustache, which is probably Wednesday or Thursday or next week. Burnt orange mustache, and he'll have to sing Texas Fight. You gotta love your aunt, baby. Who can do this and pull this off? But it's for you. I did it for you. I pushed the limits just for you. I was like, oh, he confident. Because here's the thing. This is where SEC Mike messed up. I'm clicking on all my bets. I got my bet from old boy last week, the Opinion Sports Show. I got this one. Everybody who bet against the Longhorns is paying up in the month of December. I'm collecting. That's why I'm out here. I'm like a collector. I'm calling everybody. What he messed up is he should have asked for something in return, but he was so confident that Texas would not even come close to coming to 11-1 that he didn't even ask for anything in return. Well, guess what? If they don't, then you have to do this. And then I would have been like, oh, nah, man, that 10-2. But that's what happens. They get confident, get bold. I do it for the culture. Do it for you. All right, I still got some news and notes to get into. Eric Sells Homes DFW, though. If you're looking for a house in the DFW area, you don't have to look any further than my main man, El Presidente himself. You're looking at buy a home, sell a home, whatever it is, he's got you covered. Look at the Yelp reviews. Look at the Google reviews. You know that he's got you. So Eric Sells Homes DFW. End of the year is coming along. Yeah, you may not be thinking about, I want to put my house on the market today, right? But, come first of the year, you're like, it's probably about that time. The kids are getting ready to move out. And if you're just thinking about it, go ahead and contact him. Use that QR code. Check him out. Eric Sells Homes, DFW. We're also going to have some new partners in the new year, by the way. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah, I think we got some new partners that are cooking up. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then, of course, after you go to Eric, go make sure you go over to Specs, get yourself a drink, celebrate. Holidays are coming around, baby. 14 days until Christmas.
No matter what you're needing, Specs same-day delivery can save the day with our Specs app or online shopping. From world-class wines to hard-to-find spirits and craft beers to gourmet foods, delicious snacks, and spectacular sweets. It's Specs.
All right, cheers to everybody who is here in the chat. Cannot wait. All right, so here's some news and notes that I want to make sure I share with you guys. First thing, kind of did some kind of kicking the tires behind the scenes. Texas hasn't really moved fast in the transfer portal yet. Okay, they're taking and what has been expressed to me is that they are kind of being deliberate in their attempt this year as far as the transfer portal. They want to be they're deliberately moving slow in order to they don't want to just grab anybody. They're looking for specific needs, specific people. And so because of that, and because they're trying to address specific needs at this time. You're not going to see them go really fast and gun ho. Now, I think Jason had something about a guy that they were looking into, some guy from East Texas A&M is what he said that they were looking into. Some guy named Brandon Tucker. No disrespect to you, Brandon Tucker. I am not quite sure. I know where East Texas A&M is. Clearly, it's in East Texas, right? But if you tell me right now, name the city for $10,000, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Beaumont, like I don't know. I'm just going to guess. I'm like, that's not even East. I don't know. I'm guessing Beaumont East. Don't know. So, in any case, apparently they're kicking the tires on Brandon Tucker, who was the Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He's a linebacker, but I don't know how that translates and what that translates to as far as Texas is concerned. Again, being interested in him, getting him there on campus and offering him the scholarship are two different things. Someone says Tucker's dad is a big trainer in DFW. See, there you go. y'all will know more than me. Yeah, Buddy B stay on top of a lot of this stuff though. Y'all will definitely know more than me as relates to anything in East Texas. Who Tucker is, who his dad is. Like, I don't know any of those guys. So this guy's a big trainer. No disrespect to you. Not being disrespectful, just unaware. But any case, who is his dad, by the way, Bunny B? You said who is his dad? Is it it's a Footwork King or something? I don't want this kind of care. I don't know. This guy's, I don't know. I think Footwork King's actually out of like the Houston area. So the biggest area of concern that I was told is the defensive line. The biggest, hey, South End Zone Queens from you. Biggest area I'm told is the defensive line. That's the area that they're looking at the most and saying, okay, when certain guys come into the portal, if anybody comes in the portal that is good from a defensive line perspective, especially the interior, more specifically the interior than anything else, not necessarily edge guys, interior defensive linemen, Texas will be all over that. They need the bodies. Well, maybe not, because apparently they ain't got, they ain't even got SEC worthy kind of guys. It's kind of ridiculous, by the way. But anyway, interior defensive line. Obviously, they're going to lose Collins. They're going to lose Broughton, and they don't have a lot coming back from a scholarship. Bledsoe's in the portal. They've got another guy that went into the portal as well, and so they're looking. Aaron Bryant's another guy that went into the portal. So they're losing a lot. Savea's in the portal, and then Bill Norton's out after this season, and so Lole is out. So they run out of bodies. Like they at the point where we may need to just gain weight and see what we can do. So it's a rough one. So just know the first thing that's most important: Commerce, Texas, cool. Now I got to find out where Commerce is. But good to know. Good to know they got a program out there. I wonder how many people sit in the stands for that. I imagine it's probably not a lot to do in Commerce. So they probably have a good support system out there. Probably it's fun. Small town ball is probably fun. The second thing that I was told that was kind of interesting was that there's two things. It's kind of a twofold thing. One's kind of a newsy thing that I'm going to tell you, and then the other is kind of just FYI. So I'll start with the FYI. So the FYI is from a running back situation that they were looking at running backs in the portal as well. Thank you, Binks. Tex Blonde said she went to campus out there. Tex Blonde, you've been everywhere in this damn state. You have been everywhere, Catherine. Like you got kids in San Marcos, and you've been out to this campus. Like you definitely are a traveling person, by the way. I envy that. I didn't travel the state once. Just hit random places so I could be more familiar with all these places that are here. I don't know. I heard something in the house. Hey, they take me out. Just know, keep it going. Nobody end the stream. I heard something in this house though. I'm the only person that's supposed to be in here. Oh well. Maybe I deserve it. So they're going to be looking at running backs, right? And look, this kind of goes into a kind of a newsy portion of it, which is I found out that CJ Baxter is not expected to be ready to go in the springtime. And so because CJ is not going to be ready to go in the springtime, there's going to be that thought process that they may need to bring in a veteran guy. Again, they got Wisner, they got Blue, like, you know, have those guys. You'll have Jerk Gibson coming back. Still got to check on the health of Christian Clark. But, you know, CJ, because he's not going to be back, you know, there's a need of, okay, if they get a guy that comes in the portal that can be kind of an instant contributor for them, running back will be it because of the Baxter situation. As relates to Baxter, was kind of told that they want to just be cautious with getting him back and getting him healthy. Like, what they don't want to do is rush him back and have another injury that occurs and anything like that. So when it comes to spring ball, probably not going to see Baxter out there. Now, remember that when people start saying, like, I wonder if CJ's going to play. I wonder if CJ's going to play. Just remember, well, your uncle told you back in December that CJ's probably not going to play. I don't think, by the way, Rodolfo, I don't think Sandman and Tex Blonde ever connected. I think that ship sailed a long time ago. I think they're now just, they are buddies. He missed out on the opportunity. He was, honestly, he didn't come strong, if I'm just being honest. I love Sandman, but I don't think he came strong enough. He didn't come strong enough. Captain looking for Tex Blonde. She's looking for a certain kind of man, and she looking for a man to be a man and man about business. She's not looking for somebody that's just kind of like halfway. Come be impressive, and so it didn't work out. But they both will find somebody that works for them. Maybe Catherine has already. Maybe she's booed up for the holidays. By the way, overweight lover, Heavy D in the house. Quick question: the Texas players that jump into the portal right now, are they staying on the team for the CFP or are they off the team right now? That's actually a good question. Fantastic question, overweight lover. That's a good ass question I have not asked. Now I'll ask. I shall ask. Now that being said, just so you know, clear, overweight lover, those guys aren't contributors at this moment. Probably behooves them to just go ahead and get into their own spot and go. So they probably are working out. But I will ask that question though. I will absolutely ask that question. Good question though. Very good question. I don't have the answer to. I'm not going to BS you and tell you that I know the answer to that. But excellent question though. I think there's been some speculation as relates to the offensive line and will they go into the portal to maybe beef up the offensive line but right now that doesn't seem to be the direction that they're leaning in. From what every indication I'm receiving is that they seem to be pretty good where they are from an offensive line perspective. Don't feel like the need that they got to go out and get anything O-line wise. So they feel pretty good now. Now, look, if Cam Williams leaves, and no one knows at this moment, Cam Williams leaves, maybe all bets will be off, potentially. But for right now, that doesn't seem to be anything that's on the table. And the thing that Ketch was messaging me about too, now I'll bring Ketch in. He was messaging me about Eric Singleton, the Georgia Tech receiver. What Ketch had told me before I had to tell him to stop messaging me so I could do my damn show. He's like, he's not into play. Apparently, Ketch says the price tag for the Georgia Tech receiver, Eric Singleton, is at $2 million. Woo! Woo! Trick it ain't easy, boy. golly. So that's catching sources and telling him that's what that number is at. So that would probably be why Texas like, we are good on that. The thing I do know about Texas is that they're willing to spend, but they're not going to overspend, and not for something like this. Because if in their mind, $2 million for one guy means that they can probably spend $800,000 on 3 guys easily. All right, and I know, you're like, well, the math is somewhat mathing. Just forgive me. Whatever the math adds up to be, you can get 3 guys for the price of $2 million. I don't know if my math added up on that one. Just don't judge me. Judgment-free zone. Whatever it adds up to $2 million, just judgment-free zone on the math. In other words, they can get multiple players for that price. Okay, so because they can get multiple players for that price, thank God I'm not a GM. But they get multiple players on that price. They're not gonna spend that money. They're just not gonna spend that money. So if he's at 2, Texas is good on that. So you don't have to worry about that. Micah Hudson's not gonna be a guy that's in play either. Texas, the view is, look, we went after you once. We went after you hard. What is this? This is someone from Feinbaum. What are they? Oh, they want to do something with me tomorrow. Feinbaum does. Okay. I'll get my math right by then. So it looks like that. It looks like, well, okay. Let me say yes. Let me book it now. Yes, I can do it. All right. Okay, my bad. I kind of, so I'm looking down. I always, you be honest with you, people know I do a show. They always message me during the show, just kind of weird thing. So I always want to make sure like I don't miss out on like some of my sources that are contacting me. So anyway, that was someone. I guess I'm doing Feinbaum tomorrow at 3:15 Central Time. We'll see. In any case. Singleton's out. Hudson, the view is if we go after you once and you say no, like we recruit you really hard in high school and you say no, and you're down to your last 2 and you choose the other program, the view behind the scenes is, well, we ain't going to save you. We ain't going to save you when you go in the portal a year from now. So I think they're good on the Micah Hudson thing. And that to your point, Brian, yes. If it was Ryan Williams, you give $2 million to, but not some dude from Georgia Tech. Like that. Listen, you are worth what someone is willing to pay you, right? That's your worth. But if you're Texas, $2 million, you tripping. You are absolutely tripping. That's not gonna happen. So that's the end of that's where that one is. And the last thing, just was from an injury standpoint, Kelvin Banks, Isaiah Bond, not quite sure at this point. There's I would say there's a little bit of pessimism as far as next week is concerned, as far as where their respective ankles are. So we'll see. I think that, there's time between now and next Saturday. You're talking about a week and a half. So they'll see if that trends in the right direction for them. If they had to play today, they couldn't go. They don't have to play today. So we'll see what happens next week. Again, kind of monitoring that, but it doesn't look good for either one at this moment. But again, things can change. There's work. They're putting treatment on the ankles. Technology is good today. So you never know what can happen. So, I would just, for that one, I would just put a pin in that one. We'll come back to that next week and see what it is. You said 2 Greenland. I said 2 for 800 and a deep snapper for 400. Yeah, look, these guys. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I was kind of started off at the beginning. Like this is all like business stuff that's going on right now. This is all like business negotiations. Like this, I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. This is kind of crazy. I was telling somebody this the other day. I don't even know. I haven't, back in the day, and I say back in the day, it's probably like 6-7 years ago. it would be about the professors that, ooh, they brought this professor out here. And this professor talked about all these kind of other stuff. And then what they would like, a lot of times these schools would do, I'm not being racial. This is literally the truth because I know these professors, they would actually, a lot of these schools would bring like their Black professors to come for these, the big visits. So there would be like some sort of connection there. Like that's literally what they used to do. And I used to know this because they would tell, like, I was know some of the Black professors, like, oh, we got to get all the Black professors together for this event on a Saturday. Like now everybody just wants the money. I don't even know if anybody talks to a professor when they come on a visit anymore. I think everybody's like, cool facilities, had a great time at the game, run me my money. What's the price tag? That's it. And Money B, I haven't heard anything about the NIL stuff, but you will. So that stuff is bound to happen. So not everybody's coming through on their money, but those things will come out soon enough. That is it. That's it, man. Because we got the recruiting show that's coming up next, and I got to make sure I get clear the deck for that one. Hope I didn't get Sandman upset. Sandman, you will find someone, and everybody else will. Just don't find nobody now. You don't have to buy anybody a Christmas. Well, actually, you go on a date now because then you don't have to worry about buying anybody a Christmas gift right now. Now you're okay to do a little date, but more than likely, let everybody go through their breakups right after the holidays, and it'll be a fresh batch of single people to start off the new year. Maybe give them a little bit of time to get off those previous relationships. So you may want to wait until like March or so. Maybe they've healed by then. Okay. All right. Let me go back to Catch. Let me go and message Catch, see what he's doing. Hopefully everything's good on his end. Oh, here's the outro, the intro for the outro. And remember what I always say, live each day like it was your last, because one day it will be. Enjoy yourself. It's Wednesday, 14 days before Christmas. Go out there, do something special for yourself. Go buy yourself a gift, by the way. Buying everybody else gifts, they don't even appreciate it. Go ahead and buy yourself something because you absolutely deserve it. I don't know what Rodolfo is saying, but I'm just going to end it on. We're not going to end it on that note. Rodolfo, hopefully you're talking about Popeye's chicken. Y'all take care.